So Aaron Rodgers, as he has done so often through the years, extends the play, waits for the open man, finds him, and gives Pittsburgh.
Thursday night in Cincinnati became a history-making moment for Aaron Rodgers. The 41-year-old quarterback passed Pittsburgh Steelers legend Ben Roethlisberger on something no one expected. One 15-yard completion changed the record books. The moment came against the Bengals while wearing the same black and gold Roethlisberger wore for 18 seasons.
One-on-one coverage.
Rodgers dancing, throwing for the inside.
Rodgers entered the Week 7 matchup needing 116 passing yards to surpass Roethlisberger's career mark of 64,088 yards. He reached the milestone at the 158 mark of the second quarter with a 15-yard pass to running back Jaylen Warren. The completion moved Rodgers to 64,089 career passing yards, placing him fifth on the NFL's all-time list. Roethlisberger had held that position since retiring at the end of the 2021 season. The achievement marks another chapter in Rodgers' 21-year career. He now sits behind only Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and Brett Favre in career passing yards. Brady leads all quarterbacks with 89,214 yards. Brees ranks second, Manning third, and Favre fourth with 71,838 yards. Rodgers would need approximately 7,749 more yards to catch his former Green Bay Packers teammate Favre. Rodgers spent his first 3 NFL seasons as Favre's backup in Green Bay from 2005 to 2007. He then became the starting quarterback in 2008. He played for the Packers until 2022 before joining the New York Jets for the 2024 season. After tearing his Achilles in Week 1 of 2024, Rodgers missed virtually the entire season. He signed with the Steelers in the 2025 offseason on a 1-year deal. Roethlisberger accumulated his 64,088 passing yards over 249 games during his 18-year career with Pittsburgh. He never played for another franchise. Rodgers needed a few more games to reach the mark, entering his 252nd career game on Thursday night. Both quarterbacks represent the same generation of NFL talent. Roethlisberger was drafted in 2004. Rodgers was selected 1 year later in 2005. The Pittsburgh Steelers organization acknowledged the milestone on social media. They posted congratulations to Rodgers for moving into 5th place on the all-time passing yards list. The irony of the moment was not lost on observers. A quarterback from Roethlisberger's generation passed him while wearing the same Steelers uniform. Rodgers orchestrated Pittsburgh's third opening drive touchdown of the season on Thursday. The team had 0 such scores during the entire 2024 campaign. On the opening drive, Rodgers connected with DK Metcalf for a 39-yard gain on 3rd and 1-1. He then found tight end Jonnu Smith for a 10-yard touchdown pass. It marked Smith's first touchdown of the year. The 4-time MVP showed he still possesses the arm talent that defined his prime years. Roethlisberger addressed the likelihood of Rodgers breaking his record during the offseason. "Good," Roethlisberger said during his Footballin' podcast. "Records are meant to be broken." Rodgers had already passed former Los Angeles Chargers and Indianapolis Colts quarterback Philip Rivers earlier this season. Rivers concluded his career with 63,440 yards, placing him 6th all-time. Rodgers surpassed that mark during Pittsburgh's Week 3 road victory over the New England Patriots. He jumped from 7th to 6th, then from 6th to 5th in just 4 games. The 41-year-old also holds the 4th position on the NFL's all-time passing touchdowns list with 513 career touchdown passes. He trails only Manning, Brees, and Brady in that category. Earlier this season, Rodgers passed Favre for 4th place. Favre finished his career with 508 touchdown passes. At the time, Rodgers downplayed the significance of passing Favre and reaching other milestones. Rodgers has stated that the 2025 season will likely be his last in the NFL. "Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it," Rodgers said on The Pat McAfee Show. "You know, that's why we just did a 1-year deal. If Rodgers retires after this season, he will remain in 5th place on the all-time passing yards list. Moving up to 4th would require catching Favre's mark of 71,838 yards. That would necessitate Rodgers playing through at least the 2027 campaign. Rodgers entered the 2025 season ranked 7th on the all-time passing yards list. Through 6 weeks, he recorded 1,021 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He completed 68.8% of his passes. By the time Thursday's game ended, he had added 244 yards and 4 touchdown passes, though he also threw 2 interceptions. Rodgers ranks first among all active NFL passers in career passing yards. Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford sits second among active players and ninth all-time with 61,493 yards. Stafford entered Week 7 trailing Rodgers by approximately 2,600 yards. No other active quarterback sits within 10,000 yards of Rodgers' total. Over his 21-year career, Rodgers has recorded 10 seasons with at least 4,000 passing yards. His career high came in 2011 despite missing 1 game. He finished that season with 4,643 passing yards, 45 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. The performance earned him the first of his 4 MVP awards. He won MVP honors again in 2014, 2020, and 2021. Despite reaching the top 5 in career passing yards, Rodgers has never led the NFL in single-season passing yards. In 2011, he finished 5th. His closest attempts at leading the league came with 4th-place finishes in 2008, 2009, and 2016. Other quarterbacks posted higher yardage totals those seasons due to team passing volume and game situations. Roethlisberger won Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2004 while posting a 12-0 record as Pittsburgh starter during the regular season. The following season, he became the youngest starting quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He also became the first 6th-seeded quarterback to win a championship. In 2008, Roethlisberger won his 2nd ring after throwing the game-winning touchdown pass to Santonio Holmes in Super Bowl 43. 2 years later, Roethlisberger and the Steelers faced Rodgers' Packers in Super Bowl 45. Rodgers led Green Bay to a 31-25 victory and earned Super Bowl MVP honors. It marked Pittsburgh's last Super Bowl appearance with Roethlisberger under center. The Steelers have not returned to the championship game since that February 2011 defeat. Roethlisberger ranks 8th all-time in career passing touchdowns with 418. He made 6 Pro Bowls during his career. He played exclusively for Pittsburgh, never wearing another uniform. The Steelers drafted him with the 11th overall pick in the first round of the 2004 NFL Draft. Rodgers was selected by the Green Bay Packers with the 24th overall pick in the first round of the 2005 NFL Draft. He sat behind Favre for 3 seasons before taking over as the starter. He played 18 seasons in Green Bay, winning 1 Super Bowl and making 10 Pro Bowls. He earned first-team All-Pro honors 4 times. Since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement in January 2022, the Steelers have searched non-stop for his true successor. They've rotated through Mitchell Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Russell Wilson, and Justin Fields, but none provided the stability or playoff spark Pittsburgh expected. That's why the team went all in during the 2025 offseason, signing Aaron Rodgers, hoping his Hall of Fame experience could bring championship results. Through 6 weeks, Pittsburgh stands 4-2 and leads the AFC North, with division rivals struggling to stay afloat. Rodgers has the Steelers chasing more than just wins. He's on track to surpass Matt Ryan for 5th on the all-time completions list, needing just 88 more to do it. His 65.9% career completion rate shows he still has the touch that made him elite. The comparison between Rodgers and Roethlisberger now defines Pittsburgh's quarterback legacy. Roethlisberger won 2 Super Bowls, while Rodgers captured 1 despite being favored for several more during his Green Bay prime. Statistically, Rodgers leads in completion percentage, touchdown-to-interception ratio, and passer rating, though Big Ben battled harsher AFC North defenses and outdoor conditions. On Thursday night in Cincinnati, Rodgers officially passed Roethlisberger in career passing yards, delivering over 240 yards in a duel between 2 40-year-old quarterbacks. For Rodgers, this season is more than a finale. It's a chase to rewrite his ending and maybe to bring the Steelers back to glory. When Rodgers retires, he will rank among the top 5 in multiple major statistical categories. He has already cemented his legacy as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. The 2025 season serves as a final chapter, one that allows him to add to career totals while pursuing another championship. Whether he succeeds in that pursuit will define how this season is remembered. For now, the record books reflect another milestone reached on a Thursday night in Cincinnati. The Pittsburgh Steelers just plunged into their most chaotic 24 hours of the season. What began as a standard midweek preparation spiraled into a storm of controversy, injuries, and organizational urgency. Within a single day, headlines shifted from optimism to confusion. The first major blow came from the defensive backfield. Starting safety Deshaun Elliott was unexpectedly downgraded to questionable for Week 7 due to personal reasons. He did not travel with the team to Cincinnati, and his absence immediately altered defensive planning. Elliott had already missed 2 games earlier in the season because of a knee issue. In contrast, there was one positive update. Linebacker Malik Harrison, who had been on injured reserve since Week 1 with a knee injury, returned to practice. His activation marks a significant reinforcement to the front 7. Harrison's experience and size provide a much-needed rotational option for a defense that has been overworked through the first 6 games. However, player health was not the only issue. The conditions at Acrisure Stadium became a point of national debate after multiple players complained to the NFL Players Association about the state of the playing surface. Following Pittsburgh's 23-9 win over the Cleveland Browns, reports surfaced that several players were unhappy with the turf quality. Kicker Chris Boswell had slipped during a field goal attempt, dislodging a large patch of grass with his plant foot. Observers noted visible divots across the surface, particularly in the middle zones between the hash marks. Team captain Cameron Hayward, who also serves as Pittsburgh's player representative to the NFLPA, was more direct. Speaking to reporters after practice, he said the surface was unacceptable and added that multiple teammates had expressed the same sentiment privately. He cited the example of Miles Killebrew, who suffered a non-contact knee injury after his cleat planted awkwardly in the turf. While internal focus centered on player health, external attention turned to the team's trade outlook. Multiple league sources reported that the Steelers are exploring the acquisition of a wide receiver before the upcoming trade deadline. Among the names circulated is Jakobi Meyers, the veteran receiver currently with the Las Vegas Raiders. Meyers recorded over 1,000 receiving yards in 2024 and recently requested a trade. Pittsburgh's interest reportedly stems from an ongoing evaluation of its passing attack, which has struggled to generate consistency beyond its top target. Reports have also mentioned Michael Gallup, though Gallup's availability remains uncertain after his placement on the reserve, retired list earlier this year. The Steelers' scouting staff has been monitoring other potential options across both conferences. Tomlin declined to comment directly on specific targets but said the organization is always looking for ways to strengthen the roster where appropriate. That phrasing aligns with General Manager Omar Khan's recent pattern of seeking mid-season depth through trades, a strategy previously used to address linebacker and cornerback shortages. The renewed trade activity follows a sequence of offensive struggles. Through 6 games, Pittsburgh ranks in the lower half of the league in total offense and red zone efficiency. The coaching staff has privately acknowledged the need for an additional receiving option to stretch defenses vertically. The interest in Meyers reportedly originated from offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, who has emphasized balanced formations and quick intermediate routes. Meanwhile, their next opponent, the Cincinnati Bengals, faces challenges of its own. Defensive end Trey Hendrickson, who led the NFL in sacks during the 2024 season, is listed as questionable with a hip injury. He missed Wednesday's practice and is expected to be a game-time decision. Hendrickson has accumulated 4 sacks through 6 games in 2025. His potential absence could significantly alter Cincinnati's pass rush against Pittsburgh's offensive line, which has shown improvement in recent weeks. The Bengals also placed tight end Mike Gesicki on injured reserve with a pectoral injury and ruled out Tanner Hudson due to a concussion. The injury situation has therefore affected both sides of the matchup. For Pittsburgh, the uncertainty surrounding Elliott leaves the defense shorthanded in the secondary. Safeties Chuck Clark, Jabril Peppers, and Juan Thornhill are expected to rotate, with potential emergency support from Jalen Ramsey in sub-packages. The coaching staff has spent the week adjusting defensive schemes to accommodate those contingencies. Tomlin's comments addressed all 3 fronts, health, field, and trade, in a concise but pointed manner. Regarding the injuries, he said that Elliott's situation is being handled internally and that the team respects his need for privacy. He praised Harrison's return and called it an important boost to defensive depth. On the field conditions, Tomlin reaffirmed that the club had already begun coordination with maintenance crews for immediate correction, noting that the field replacement will be completed before their next home appearance. His acknowledgement of the issue was rare for an active coach to make public, which underscores the severity of player concerns. Internally, several members of the organization have described the last 48 hours as the most demanding stretch of the season so far. The confluence of a national field safety story, a key starter's absence, and active trade negotiations has shifted Pittsburgh's weekly rhythm. Team meetings have included extended discussions about player safety and readiness for a short-week road game. Media coverage across the league continues to highlight Acrisure Stadium surface as a focal point for broader player safety reform. The NFLPA has previously flagged the stadium twice since 2019 for similar concerns, primarily after high-impact games played in cold and wet conditions. This week's complaints mark the third such instance in 6 seasons. League data shows that Pittsburgh's home field hosts an average of 20 events